As you can see, it's a nice sunny day here in December, last week of the year. Hollywood Beach, Florida. Earlier I talked about, I have referenced an article and I have the link below in regards to the top 10 things or top 11 things to avoid for your European travel. Okay, I'm not sure all of these are going to be apropos to you, but on the other hand, let's go over a few as I do my morning walkabout. Number one, they have rushing through meals. I know a lot of people want to do it in reverse order. They want you to wait to the end of the video to be revealed in top choice, but I'll give it to you up front. Value your time, appreciate your time. Number two was agreeing to split taxis with a stranger. If you're not going to read the article, number three was ignoring personal spaces. 4, taking unbehaved children to restaurants. That was apropos this morning as I was parking. We had a child laying behind my car on the ground wailing because his mother wouldn't pick him up. Number 5, forgetting to greet strangers. I shouldn't say strangers, but forgetting to greet people. I guess if you're in a foreign country, everyone else is going to be a stranger. Number 6, getting guilt tripped into dining in a restaurant. Number 6, ignoring local customs. I always think that's important. Before you go on any trip, you need to identify some key phrases in the language. You need to identify the customs. And it's kind of interesting, a lot of the sign language. This is not so much in Europe, but in Asia. Some of the sign language that we may have for hi, bye, okay, it may not be apropos to those areas. One of the customs in Asia is do not touch the head. The other one is be cognizant of where you show your feet. You don't want your feet to be pointing in someone's direction. Number 8, eating at a chain restaurant. And this is kind of in sync with the culture. You want to experience the culture. You want to, there's an expression, when in Rome, do as the Romans. You want to eat locally as they do, and you want to sample what their way of life is. Number 9, dressing lavishly. Okay, well, that's going to be self-explanatory, where you don't want to make yourself a target for any kind of adverse attention or behavior. Number 10, leaving things in a rental car. And number 11, not learning a little of a new language. Okay, so that goes into what I was commenting on earlier. Okay, as my feet sink in the sand, it's almost as if I'm in a sandbar, but I'm going to unstick myself from the sand. I guess I'll take off my flip-flops now, and I will continue to track on the beach and enjoy this day. If you got any value out of any of that, please share. With your social media, one of the things I think is valuable, these segments I have provided audio. There are a few segments that there's no audio, and I know in the travel agency many times we used to run video of locations with no audio. So if there's some benefit there for you to run the video with no audio, just continue the streaming. Hopefully some of these videos are linked together, and it will go from one to another, and therefore you will be able to constantly see some of what South Florida and the other locations that I've visited have to offer. On previous videos, we've talked about Margaritaville Hotel. There it is again. So we're almost in the center of Hollywood Beach. The previous video I made reference to, there used to be 600 to 800,000 Canadians that's escaping the winter of Canada, and they come down as, quote, snowbirds. That's what we locals call them. Well, this is the beach that a lot of them like to frequent, Hollywood Beach. Okay, earlier I was speaking of some of the difference between the beaches. Needless to say, you have certain segments in all beaches that's going to appeal to lots of different, not only age ranges, ethnic groups. In Deerfield Beach, you have a number of the Portuguese community that spends time there, and it's one of their favorite beaches. Hollywood Beach, not only do you have a lot of Canadians, but you have a lot of, quote, locals here, depending on the time. South Beach, you're going to have a strong Latin flavor. You're going to have a strong youth or youthful flavor. And depending on which section of the beach you are going to be located in, you have some other specialities. Okay, so we can see Hollywood, Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. They have the umbrellas for their patrons. The water here is very calm today. It's just not only is it very calm, it's shallow to the point where you can walk, where these people, they may be what, 20-30 yards out in the water, or maybe 25 meters, and they're still standing up. The water's at their waist. So you have beach paddleball. I remember being in Brazil, seeing that for the first time. And I guess we call it paddleball right here. If you put it on a different surface, maybe with a different ball, then it becomes pickleball, which is very, very popular these days. Okay, this is going to be roughly the center of Hollywood Beach. Again, to your left, you have Margaritaville Hotel. That structure in front of you, the round one, that's going to be Hollywood Beach Theater. Wow, he's dug a... You want to be careful with that. Make sure it doesn't cave in. Okay. So we have your lifeguard station here. We have groups enjoying the sun. We have people of all ages. Okay. Let's see her pass. All right, well, she throws it pretty well. Okay. I'm going to walk a few more yards, and then I'm going to walk the boardwalk. So as you can tell, when we get closer to the center area, it gets a bit more congested.